Hi everyone. Welcome to Whispers of Turkish Stars. Every twist, every whisper, every hidden glance is right here. If you enjoy deep dives into the stories behind the headlines, show your love with a like and subscribe, and if you want to support this channel in a special way, tap join below. Now, let's slip behind the curtain and get into the heart of this unfolding drama. In the never-ending carousel of show business, where private feelings are magnified into public myth, a new chapter has stolen the spotlight. The split between Barış Baktas and Sara, already more than enough to stir the waters on its own, has reportedly sparked an unexpected move, an appearance on the set of Esref Rüya by none other than Yağmur, said to have arrived with a purpose some frame as calculated and others insist was deeply personal. That single possibility. An in-person approach to Yağmur Yüksel has dragged a shared history back into circulation and reignited a name that never quite stopped humming in the background. Details trickled out the way they always do in this industry, hushed, contradictory, and strangely consistent on the essentials. Those who claim to have been nearby describe a moment that was fast, careful, and handled with unwavering respect, tucked into a quiet corner of the set far from lenses and long zooms. No photos. No recordings. Just a story passed from mouth to ear until it echoed across every platform. In a business where restraint can ring louder than any statement, that initial hush only fueled competing theories. Was the visit an act of reassurance, a hand extended to ease anxieties and open a path to peace? Or was it a subtle attempt to guide the narrative, to arrange the pieces before the tabloids tried to do it for them? It's impossible to ignore the weight of the past here. For years, Barış and Yağmur have been the subject of kindled hopes and knowing glances. Their on-screen spark and the murmurs of something softer off-screen cut a deep groove in public memory. The idea that Barış's family might now seek out Yağmur isn't merely juicy, it hits a sensitive chord. It suggests the story isn't finished and may be rewritten with older feelings and new consequences occupying the same scene. Reactions multiplied as soon as the rumor took shape. From around Yağmur's circle, we heard two distinct tunes. One suggests she received Gülden with genuine courtesy and a work-first grace, offering nothing more than professionalism and measured warmth. The other whispers that the meeting left Yağmur unsettled in a reflective way, the kind of contemplation that doesn't feed headlines but keeps them alive. There are things I could talk about, she is said to have confided to those she trusts, but not right now. That fine balance. Neither a denial nor an embrace didn't cool anything down. It did the opposite. It teased the possibility of a future conversation, even as it left room for the interpretation that this was simply a dignified goodbye to old gossip. Across the chessboard sits Sara, whose silence since the breakup has been a trademark of her poise. Sources near her describe a tension simmering beneath that quiet. The renewed focus on Yağmur didn't land gently. To some in Sara's orbit, the timing looks like an orchestrated sequence of events meant to shift attention, or, if you listen to the most suspicious voices, to diminish Sara's place in the story. Private frustrations, public composure, these two currents now run side by side, fanned by a media appetite that never stops and a fandom that interprets every pause and comma. As for Barış, he has chosen stillness as his public language. He is in Italy at the moment, sharing glimpses of training sessions and peaceful routines, careful to keep anything romantic outside the frame. For some columnists, that restraint is a signal itself, the kind that implies quiet talks may already be unfolding, that he's protecting territory wounded by the constant spotlight. Others, more cynical, warn that silence is often the drumroll before a bigger statement, that he could be readying a decisive message while the pressure crescendos. So the questions stack up. Did a pivotal exchange happen between Gülden and Yağmur? Was Barış's family setting the stage for a reconciliation to calm a tempestuous stretch? Or should we see the visit through a gentler lens, a mother's attempt to build a bridge where fame had once built a wall? Behind closed doors, away from microphones and open comment sections, the truth is being passed around in rooms we can't see. Observers who know the entertainment ecosystem have already drawn their tree of outcomes. In the mildest version, the meeting was little more than a gracious swap of goodwill with no public ripple. In the middle ground, a clarification might appear, two sentences that draw firm borders around the past. And in the version that makes sponsors lean forward and fans lose sleep, long-resting feelings stir again, rewriting the roles of the three players in ways both thrilling and messy. The mere idea of a renewed connection between Barış and Yağmur activates both nostalgia and marketing machinery, two engines that, once running, are hard to slow down. Meanwhile, the audience has taken up its familiar role as co-author. Forums and timelines fill with eyewitness hearsay, dream-colored hopes, and bracing skepticism. If nobody's speaking, it's because something big is brewing, write those inclined to romance. This is pure staging, reply the hardened veterans of gossip seasons past. Collective anticipation transforms a glance, a follow, a silence into a coded message. Every tiny motion becomes a signpost to a moment that may never arrive but refuses to be dismissed. Let's ground ourselves in the realities of this world. Show business thrives on that hair-thin line between authenticity and performance, especially when globally recognized names are involved. The smallest gesture can become a tale told to millions. For this reason, the cautious ones around the stars move carefully, holding back rash statements, keeping relationships with the press calibrated, and managing impact with the patience of people who know how quickly a spark becomes a blaze. What could unfold next? The bets are on familiar milestones, an official note from one of the principals, a leaked image or testimony that verifies or punctures the buzz. A cryptic caption tucked into an otherwise ordinary post, or, in the scenario least rewarding yet most likely, sustains silence that stretches the suspense and keeps every theory alive. No matter which door opens, the story will feed itself. That's how it works. Here at Whispers of Turkish Stars, where we follow every thread with care and a commitment to clarity, your voice genuinely shapes our coverage. How do you interpret what's happening? Was Gülden Yaman motivated by heart or strategy? Do you think Yağmur Yüksel is willing to talk after so much time and so many headlines, or was this simply a respectful pause with no sequel? Share your take in the comments. The conversation you build here guides what we dig into next. And if you want this kind of context and behind-the-scenes perspective in your feed, subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars, tap the like button, turn on notifications, and consider joining as a member for extra content and early looks at our longer investigations. In the celebrity universe, truth and performance braid together so tightly that it's easy to mistake one for the other. Sometimes facts arrive slowly, like a tide, sometimes they crash without warning. We're ready to track the evidence, challenge the chatter, and bring you the updates that matter. For now, one scene is etched in the collective imagination, a set bustling with cables and coffee cups, a quiet room set aside for two women to talk, and a question floating in the air: was it closure, or an opening? With Barış staying wordless in Italy, with Yağmur guarding her boundaries yet refusing to feed the flames, and with Sara holding her line of composure while the storm swirls, the triangle at the center of this narrative remains unresolved. Yet the contours are unmistakable: a breakup that unlatched old doors, a mother figure stepping forward, and the shadow of a past partnership that audiences still remember frame by frame. Industry insiders emphasize that timing is everything. If a statement is coming, it will arrive when it shifts the maximum weight with the least collateral damage. If a photo surfaces, it will likely do so just when interest threatens to plateau. And if all remains quiet, if no one speaks, no image leaks, no comment slips, then we will have learned something too, that the people involved have chosen privacy as their defense, knowing full well that silence can feel louder than any confession. Fans, of course, won't be talked out of their instincts. They assemble mosaics from fragments, they compare wardrobes, they analyze filming schedules, they parse playlists for coded messages. It is easy to dismiss this as noise, but it's also a reminder: stories like this aren't simply reported, they're co-created by a public that refuses to be passive. The narrative grows because people care, because their hopes, romantic, cynical, or somewhere in between, demand a resolution. What should we watch for? Little things. A double tap where none existed yesterday. A single sentence in a live broadcast that seems innocuous until you replay it twice. A rumor from a crew member who prefers not to be named, corroborated by a driver who works nights. None of this proves anything on its own. Together, they sketch a possibility that the set of Esrefruya was the scene of a conversation designed to steady the ship, protect reputations, and maybe, just maybe, test whether a bond once forged for the screen still has a heartbeat away from it. Through it all, remember the simple truth: people are more than the roles we cast them in. Underneath the headlines are human beings navigating affection, disappointment, pressure, and the need to be understood. If the visit was strategic, it doesn't cancel the emotion behind it. If it was emotional, it doesn't deny the awareness of optics. Both can be true. They often are. So we wait. We keep an ear out for a clean, unambiguous statement. We prepare for the chance that there will be no statement at all. We accept that, in the limbo where public curiosity meets private decision-making, patience is the only reliable guide. Whether this chapter ends with a simple clarification or crescendos into a rekindled romance, the arc is already unforgettable. Barış Bakta's separation from Sara Bluma, a quiet set visit by Golden Yaman, and the graceful, guarded presence of Yağmur Yüksel at the center of it all. We'll be right here, following the trail with care. If you stayed with me to the end, thank you for your attention and your trust. Don't forget to subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars, like this video, ring the bell, and if you want to support our work, hit join for exclusive perks. This story isn't over. The next scene may arrive at dawn, or when nobody is looking. Until then, take good care of yourselves, and I'll meet you in the comments.